All right, so today we're taking a look at Minecraft,
Okay.
specifically a YouTube video from a channel called Micum,
All right.
and the video is called "Let's Slay the Ender Dragon." It's Thundersnow SMP S4 EP04.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. So, the learner, if you're out there, our mission today is to understand what happened in this video,
Right.
how they work together or didn't work together to beat the Ender Dragon.
Yeah,
And we're doing it all without watching the video because we've got the transcript right here.
absolutely. And I think what's really interesting here is this transcript gives us a view into teamwork,
Okay.
like in a high-pressure situation, like you said,
Yeah.
even though it's a virtual environment.
Right.
SMP usually means survival multiplayer.
Okay.
So these players, they're all sharing this world.
Right.
They all have their own goals.
Yeah.
But in this episode, their main goal is to take down the Ender Dragon.
Okay.
And so for you,
Very learner.
this isn't just about, watching people play a game.
Right.
This is a chance to see how a group of people
Can work together,
Yeah.
coordinate, deal with unexpected problems,
Right.
and try to reach a common goal.
Yeah. And that's what we're all about here.
Exactly. We're looking for those universal lessons about teamwork and problem solving.
Yeah, for sure. So the video starts out with the player, probably Micah actually saying what they're going to do.
Okay.
Today we are going to go slay a dragon and possibly hunt some shockers and see what else we can get into.
All right. So jumping right into it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty casual way to announce that you're going to go kill a dragon,
Yeah, slay a dragon, maybe hunt some monsters.
Yeah.
It's like another Tuesday.
It's just on the to-do list.
Eh.
What does that tell you, just right off the bat?
I think that casualness tells us a lot. It could mean that they all know each other really well.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they've played together a bunch.
Right.
But I also wonder if maybe they're not taking it seriously enough.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like maybe they're not going to plan very well.
Yeah.
Or they'll underestimate how hard it is.
And that happens with real teams, too. Sometimes experience makes you better, but sometimes it makes you lazy.
That's a really good point. I like that. And so we see kind of that lack of planning right away.
Oh, yeah?
So they talk about the 4 horsemen getting ready, but then nobody seems to know where to go. And then somebody just randomly mentions a farmer selling golden carrots.
What?
I know, right? It's like they all have their own little side quests going on.
They're not really on the same page.
Not at all. What do you think about that kind of disorganization right from the start?
It shows that if you don't have a clear plan
Yeah.
and everybody's not on board,
Yeah.
it's really hard to get anything done.
Right.
You got people chasing their own things
Right.
instead of focusing on the main goal.
Yeah.
It's like in a work project when no one knows what they should be doing first.
Exactly. And it doesn't get much better as they're
Yeah.
trying to figure out where to go.
Really?
So first we hear about this bush mountain
Bush Mountain.
and somebody just completely disappears into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just constant, where are we going now? Denied. Back and forth.
Oh, wow.
Someone even says, listen, buddy, put your booties where we going then.
So someone's trying to take charge.
Kinda, but it doesn't seem like anyone's really listening.
Yeah. That's not good leadership.
Not really.
Yeah.
What do you think about that whole situation?
It seems like they're trying to pick a leader.
Yeah,
Like they say, follow Zach, apparently.
right.
But nobody actually follows him.
Yeah.
And then one player calls it squirrel traveling,
Yeah.
which is a perfect way to put it.
It is.
Like they're all getting distracted by shiny objects like
Yeah.
a cave or a rabbit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that squirrel traveling, it's not just funny.
Right?
It shows how individual curiosity
Yeah.
can actually hurt the group.
Right.
That's a good question. How do you balance doing your own thing with working together?
That is the question.
Yeah.
And the host even says they feel like the kids with undiagnosed ADHD,
Oh my gosh.
which is a pretty accurate description.
It does sound chaotic.
Yeah. But eventually they decide, okay, we're going west.
Okay.
And that's when things start to get a little bit dangerous.
Really? How so?
Well, right away, somebody warns about a hole there,
Oh.
and then another player says, I'll start jumping crazy.
Oh no. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It does. And that kind of bravado.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it also shows how different people in a group have
Yeah.
different ideas about risk.
Yeah, for sure. Some people are more willing to take chances,
Right.
and that can affect everyone.
And it does. Because a little bit later, somebody almost falls into a hole,
Oh no.
and they just barely save themselves with a water bucket.
A water bucket. How does that even work?
It's a Minecraft thing,
Okay.
but they even talk about how they don't have the feather fall enchantment.
Feather fall?
Yeah, it would prevented them from taking damage.
Oh, so they weren't prepared.
Not really, but they did think fast.
Right.
So it shows that you need to be prepared,
Yeah.
but you also need to be able to improvise.
Right on the spot.
Yeah. Exactly. But even after almost dying, they still keep getting separated.
Oh, come.
Yeah, we hear about a Batman cave incident,
Man cave.
and they keep losing their boats.
How do you even lose a boat?
I don't know. It's Minecraft. It's a whole thing. But it shows how hard it is to stay together.
Yeah.
Even when everyone's supposed to go into the same place.
Right. So it's like they're not communicating well?
Not really. And the lost boats are like a real consequence of not coordinating.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it slows them down, makes them frustrated.
So it's more than just an inconvenience.
Exactly. And then just when you think they might be getting somewhere, they find another village.
Another one.
Yeah, and at first they think it's dead.
Oh, spooky.
Yeah. But then they run into an iron golem.
So it wasn't a ghost town after all.
Nope.
Yeah.
And iron golems are those protector characters in the game.
Okay.
So it's like, even when they're focused on the dragon,
Yeah.
the game throws other stuff at them.
Right. It's like real life. You're trying to do one thing,
Right.
and then something else pops up.
Exactly. And this village was a chance to maybe get some stuff.
Yeah.
Or it could have been a fight.
Right. They had to be ready for anything.
Yeah. Okay, so after all that, they finally make it to the portal, to the end.
Okay. The
End where the Ender Dragon is.
Right. The big boss.
Yeah. But even getting there is dangerous.
Really?
Yeah. There are more holes.
Those holes again.
I know. And one player has a real, oh, boys, I'm not going to make it moment
Oh, no.
as they're falling into the portal.
That sounds intense.
It is. And they talk about using pockets of air to survive the fall.
Pockets of air?
Yeah, it's a Minecraft thing,
Okay.
but it shows how unforgiving the game can be.
Yeah.
And then they even ask if they can go to the end through the bottom.
So they don't even know how the portal works.
Yeah, it's like even experienced players can get confused.
You'd think they would look that up beforehand.
You would.
Okay.
Anyway, now they're in the end,
Okay.
and the fight with the dragon starts almost immediately.
Wow. No rest for the wicked.
Nope. They talk about getting the beacons, the crazy styles.
Beacons.
Yeah, they give you special abilities in the game,
Okay.
and they have a plan to break the crystals that heal the dragon.
So it sounds like they did do some research.
A little bit. At least they know the basics.
That's good.
But as you'll see, knowing the plan and actually doing it are two different things.
Oh,
Yeah, so right away, things start to fall apart.
really?
Yeah, somebody shouts, "Yell at me when he gets near me,"
Wait, why?
because they're not even watching the dragon.
No, that's not good.
Not at all. And it shows how important communication is.
Yeah. Especially when things are happening fast.
Exactly. And then, of course, the dragon almost hits someone,
Oh my God.
and somebody tries to catch the dragon's breath in a bottle.
Wait, they can do that?
No, they can't.
Oh, so it's a joke.
Pretty much. But it's like even in this super intense fight,
Yeah.
people are still making mistakes.
Yeah, and trying crazy stuff.
Exactly. It shows you can't always predict how people are going to react.
Right. Even with a plan.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so despite all that, they managed to destroy all the crystals.
Right.
And somebody yells, "Got him!"
Nice.
Yeah. The dragon starts to land, and they all attack. But then someone gets hit right away.
Oh, no.
And they joke about being interviewed.
Interviewed.
Yeah. It's like a gamer thing, I guess.
Okay.
But then to make things worse, Endermen show up.
Endermen, aren't those like the creepy tall guys?
Yeah, they're another enemy in the game.
So now they have two things to fight at once.
Exactly. It's complete chaos.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot to handle.
It is, but they somehow pull through.
They do.
Yeah, somebody yells, "You dropped your life." We did.
So they killed the dragon.
Yeah. They get XP and Galactus rockets.
Galactus rockets. Those sound powerful.
Yeah. And the last thing someone says is, "Luckily, no one really died."
So they won, but it was a close one.
Yeah, a real nail biter.
So looking back at all this,
Yeah.
what are the big takeaways about how they work together?
Well, for you, the learner,
Yeah.
this whole thing was a lesson in teamwork. Okay.
We saw how not having a clear plan
Yeah.
led to confusion and getting lost.
Right.
And then different people had different ideas about Rift.
Yeah, like the whole incident.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
during the dragon fight,
Yeah.
they were communicating very well.
Not really.
So they were making mistakes, but in the end, they still won.
They did. They stuck with it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
I think.
and that's important. So, the learner, why should you care about a bunch of people playing Minecraft?
That's a good question. The reason you should care is because it's like real life.
Okay.
You've got a group of people with a goal,
Yeah.
and they're struggling to communicate
Right.
and
Yeah.
coordinate and stay on track.
Exactly, like any team project.
Exactly.
Sure.
And seeing how they deal with it in a game
Yeah.
can help you figure out how to do it better in real life.
Yeah. That
Okay.
makes sense. So here's a final thought for you, the learner.
Okay.
Think about a time when you were on a team and things didn't go perfectly.
Right.
Maybe you had some communication issues.
Yeah. Or maybe you had to deal with some surprises.
Right. What's similar to what happened in this Minecraft video?
Yeah.
What did you learn about planning, communicating, and adapting?
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
It is.
Until next time.
See ya.